All right, I'm Mike, and this is Byron.
Good day.
And we are the Squared Circle Jerks, and we are here to bring you Lucha Underground, Season 3, Episode 39. Possibly the second last episode ever of Lucha Underground.
Oh, I forgot to watch that.
Yeah, because we didn't just watch it now.
Oh, yeah. Shut up, goddammit. You're breaking kayfabe.
All right, so on the match docket, we have 3 matches. Last Luchadora standing, Taya versus Sexy Star. Trios title match, the Reptiles versus the unlikely team of Mac, Killshot, and Dante Fox. And the Gift of the Gods ladder match between Son of Havoc and Pentagon Dark.
Dante Fox.
So we lead in with Taya versus Sexy Star. I feel like you have some things to say about this match.
It was a serviceable match that was pretty much let down by the fact that apparently Sexy Star has to work like 1/4 speed compared to every other woman on the roster.
Not every other woman. The reptile chick works about as slow.
That's probably true, but I have a feeling that's supposed to be part of her character. She's supposed to be a reptile, it's cold-blooded,
Cold-blooded Matt Hardy,
so,
random shout-out.
Pretty much. So I have a feeling that's more character work than anything else. But it kind of expected a lot more, but it wasn't a bad match.
I didn't honestly expect much more, because, as stated, redundantly speaking, not a big fan of Sexy Star.
Yeah.
She's wearing that big-ass mouth guard for this match, which was kind of distracting. I mean, I get it, but kind of distracting.
Dude, if that thing was even any bigger, she'd just have to straight up be wearing a ball gag in the ring.
Yeah, pretty much. I was annoyed with Matt Striker's, and he does this sometimes with the lady matches in general, where he just goes overboard on trying to tell me how tough they are and don't feel bad about them and all that stuff. Like he's like trying to big up it while they're like just exchanging a couple strikes in the ring, and it's like, dude, Mr. Striker, they haven't gotten to the extreme stuff yet. At least save it for when they start using weapons and shit.
Correct.
And the problem is that, when you do that right off the bat, I don't believe you when you say anything else is a big deal after that.
Also correct.
Botch of the match. Vampiro says Victoria, British Columbia is in Eastern Canada.
Also correct. Yes, that was a bit fucking weird.
That was good. Yeah, as you stated, Sexy Star makes Taya look really slow. I don't mean that, Taya is slow. I mean, she makes Taya have to slow down to a crawl. If you compare this match with, Taya's match with Jeremiah Crane, or, hell, even Joey Ryan, who's not the fastest of workers. And at the end, Sexy Star gets the win when she puts herself and Taya through basically a table stack. Double tables, we go through it. She's first to her feet, so she wins because it's last Luchadora standing. Not the strongest ending, but serviceable kind of all the way through.
Yeah, there were some good spots, but there were spots that could have really been enhanced by speed and impact. So that's not apparently Sexy Star's forte.
Yeah, and I'm kind of left again. Is she just an amazing Mexican promo or something that I'm unaware of?
Probably.
Because of my inability to speak Spanish. Is she absolute dynamite on the mic? Because it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, no, that's about where I'm at as well. When we first started watching, she fit right in, and you could totally put her over. Well, because she was working with much larger men who also worked at that speed. But it was a deliberate speed. I didn't know at the time.
I don't know about that. Her debut was against Matt Cross.
Yeah, but she wrestled other people. So I didn't put 2 and 2 together at the time and Matt Cross is obviously able to carry a lot of people to a really good match. But at the time, I wasn't really cognizant of the fact that she couldn't work at any other speed. And now it's painfully obvious.
Yeah. Then we move on to the Trios title match, the Reptile Tribe versus Mac, Killshot, and Dante Fox. I had trepidations about this match because you do have 2 guys who just all, in storyline, basically killed each other 2 weeks before this. And I was wondering how much, the typical pro wrestling working hurt angle would come into play. And when I say this, they weren't even faking working hurt. I mean, they were legitimately hurt.
Yeah, we found out that later in the match when the wrappings came off and chunks of flesh are missing from backs.
Well, I knew that already. It's just
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I didn't know he was still bleeding. Well, I assume he wasn't bleeding at the start of the match, but he got, a little bit of pressure, busted open again. You know what? There was some weird early stuff with Dante Fox trying to, work like he's really injured, and his facials were just kind of off. So, if we were looking for, a weakness in Dante Fox's toolkit, as it were, I think maybe facial expressions is up on that list.
Possibly, but I enjoyed the what the fuck moment.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was huge. I love that. There were a couple what the fuck moments, honestly.
But he's supposed to be stoic. This is a guy who's been traumatized.
No. He wasn't very stoic when he was selling, though. He's just kind of a little goofy, I guess.
I don't know. I didn't notice it.
Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. I like Drago's new ring gear, and the match was pretty good. A couple of times it was taken away with the whole injured angle, but for the most part, they worked like these 6 men would generally work, which is not going to be a fantastic match because, Vibora is kind of useless. Really big dude, some potential, but really slow and not terribly great at telling a story, but you can use him sparingly. And Drago, we're kind of mixed on him, and Pindar worked most of the match, and he's also not a tremendously great worker, so just the reptiles in general don't lead to great matches. But pretty good. Some good high-paced stuff. Killshot had a great, what would you call it when he got up on the guy's shoulder and had to do the weird landing?
It was it was a little bit weird, a little bit odd. He did a springboard something off of Buddy Boy's collarbones.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. And there was an interesting little bit where Pindar did not want to use the weapon, the leash that Cobra Moon was trying to give him, which interesting. If we go to a season 4, maybe that will play into a storyline, which could be neat.
Yeah, that's possible. I'm not sure why that was supposed to happen, other than just kind of basic pride, going, "No, motherfucker, I can do this on my own."
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean, he's also supposed to be kind of a slave to her, so to refuse her just in general is impressive.
Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why that was done, because there's no history or precedent for him to have broken free or whatever. Unless
you would think if anything, Drago would be the one to break free.
Well, I'm wondering if this is a long-term fantasy booking time. What if this is a long-term thing about how Drago didn't really become enslaved? He just sort of infiltrated so he could break everybody else free.
Ooh, okay, that could be cool.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in their booking plans or if that's something they're even capable of doing. But
it seems kind of unlikely, just because they kind of when the reptiles originally returned, they kind of hyped up a bit of tension between Drago and Pindar that existed from way back when. Yeah. So it seems a little bit weird that he would infiltrate to free those two who, they're not like brothers of his, so to speak. They're people that he doesn't particularly like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be just destroying Cobra Moon's empire.
Yeah.
So 2 kind of okay matches to start us off, and then things business picked up a little bit with the Gift of the Gods ladder match between Son of Havoc and Pentagon Dark.
El Negro.
They did a lot of the standard ladder stuff that you'd imagine, but props to Pentagon for taking several ladder shots to the groin area. That was
yeah, how many was that? 4?
It was 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Where Havoc is just wailing on the chair, on the ladder, into his nuts.
It was impressive.
It was one of the longest ones I've seen in a while. We also got a shooting star press into a cutter. I've written here in my note, Randy Orton, get on that. I need an RKO off that.
Yeah.
And we also got a package pile drivers on some steel chairs, which is pretty cool. Because
very much so.
Havoc set up the 4-chair sort of, well, kind of a table out of chairs almost, kind of, and was going to suplex Pentagon through it. Did not work. Pentagon resisted. They get up on the chairs and package pile driver. Bam. So fun stuff.
Yeah. This match was kind of indicative of the entire episode, where it was, it was good, and I can't say anything bad about it. And I don't really have any nitpicks about the match.
I have literally no gripes.
Yeah, but I just wasn't. It wasn't what I would expect from the penultimate episode of a season. This should not be a 10. 10 should be the next episode, but this should be like an 8.5.
8.5, 9.
It was sort of like a 5. It's like a 5.5, a 6.
I go 6.5.
Yeah, it was serviceable. It was good, and it didn't really have any major flaws or problems. It just kind of wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely have that same feeling. Although it was the best of the 3 matches, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, not this match. I'm talking about the whole show.
The whole episode. But I'm just saying, you were also saying that kind of summed up the episode, which is not untrue. I will say that much. It was the best match, but it still wasn't. I've seen better Pentagon and Havoc matches, I guess, is really just what it gets down to.
Mm-hmm.
Then, so the finish was Havoc and Pentagon are on top of a horizontal ladder. Pentagon throws him off through a table and then grabs the title. He is your Gift of the Gods champion. And you think you'll challenge at Ultima Lucha?
Yes, since he's the longest reigning Lucha Underground champion of all time.
Hey, I'm trying to keep that a secret.
Wikipedia, it's been up for like 2 years.
Yeah, no. It's yeah. So presumably he'll do something with the Gift of the Gods title. And we'll either get a 3-way at the final episode, or he'll challenge the winner or something.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping that we get to... Well, it's kind of weird, because I kind of want to see them have the one-on-one match, but I also want to see Pentagon in there. Like, I don't want to see Pentagon come in and, like, steal the title a la The Miz or whoever.
It's not his style.
No, but I also kind of don't want him in a 3-way dance. I kind of want to watch those guys have their own match, but then again, a third guy could be a lot of fun. I'm kind of gonna be okay with whatever they do.
Yep, I would largely agree with that.
It's very wishy-washy the last couple episodes here.
And we finish off with Zombie Pyro giving a pep talk to Puma.
I was going to go there's more of a voodoo thing than zombie thing.
Voodoo works too, yeah. Corpse Pyro? Let's go with that.
You gross.
And sends Puma off to get his title, and then he thanks his master. So, Vampiro has a master. It's probably Dario Cueto's master. Same guy. And hopefully we'll get a big reveal next week.
That would be pretty awesome.
So that'll be fun. Maybe Pentagon cashing into the Gift of the Gods foils their whole plan, like it all unravels.
Caw-caw! That would be pretty awesome. Turns out he's been the master the whole time.
Oh, that would be interesting. We also do have that gauntlet match coming up, and I do mean literally. It's a match for a gauntlet between Jeremiah Crane, Mil Muertes, and Cage.
Indeed,
that should be freaking awesome.
I think that would be all of the spots and all of the moves and all of the things. And, it should be, like I said, like the last episode of the season should be a 10 out of 10, and it has the potential. We'll find out.
And we got the title match, and is there anything else scheduled for the card?
I don't remember.
I can't think of anything else. But, I assume there's probably a third match on there that I'm forgetting. Maybe something with Matanza. Don't we have Azteca Jr. and Matanza still?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, we still got them. That'll be good.
Yeah, I think that'll be. Although I don't know, like Azteca seems to like. I'm kind of up and down on Azteca. He has a lot of great moves. He has a lot of great timing. He's very good in the ring, but every time he's in there with somebody who doesn't have his style, it's kind of weird.
He does definitely seem to be a guy. He's definitely a lucha guy who works well with lucha guys. And Jeff Cobb, a.k.a. Matanza, is about the furthest thing from lucha one can get on this show.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I have reasonable faith in Jeff Cobb to do some at least impressive things, give us some spots.
Yeah.
So we got that. So the end of the world is coming to Lucha Underground. No additional news to share with anybody in regards to whether we're going to get a fourth season. We still have the producers saying it's pretty much even money at this point. So
I like money.
We'll see. And can't really think of anything else that's going on in the wrestling world right now to talk about.
No, WWE hasn't fired anybody lately, so no final word on your boy Pac yet. But
yep.
all indicators are that he has officially, if not officially departed the company, he has in spirit and physically departed the company.
Yeah, it feels like he's not going to work for them again. Like, they'll be paying him to sit on his ass, basically.
Well, he may be one of those guys who just like turns down the sit and wait money. He might just fuck right off to Japan.
Well, no, they still have to grant him a release, is the thing. So
yeah, but he can waive. As I understand it, the 90-day no-compete clause is semi-voluntary.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about the no-compete. I'm talking about he has a term on his contract still left. Mm-hmm. I believe it's like 1.5 years still.
Could be.
And
so, I mean,
if they want, they can force him to sit out 1.5 years and sit on his butt. They have done it with other guys.
Yep.
It's just you get your guaranteed downside money and that's it.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I was a little surprised and continue to be surprised that Austin Aries kind of accepted that. I guess he must be getting paid quite a fucking bit.
Wasn't Austin Aries granted a release?
Yeah.
No, he has the release. He can do shit. He's just on the no compete.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking like if they just kind of hold you hostage, like we have your contract still.
Yeah, totally. But that's what I'm saying is like Austin Aries took his release and then also accepted the 90-day no compete.
No compete.
I feel that Pac's not going to do that. If they give him a release, he's just going to go, "Thanks for coming out, bye bye."
Nah, like Pac seems to have a lot more. See, Austin Aries with Austin Aries, I think it was a matter of being insulted.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to Jim Cornette shoot interviews about Austin Aries, a couple other people as well. And this is not to say Cornette is entirely truthful or anything, but a couple years ago, Austin Aries kind of lost a little bit of passion for the business and really wanted to kind of just make money. So that could be kind of what it is. Like, he's quite willing to sit on his ass and get paid. Whereas, I think Neville has a different thing going on. Like, with Neville, it's like his ego is bruised and he wants to prove them wrong. Aries doesn't have the drive to necessarily prove them wrong. He's just insulted.
Yeah, I mean, as he should be.
Mm-hmm. No, if I was any of those cruiserweights, I'd be insulted. They do fantastic work, and the reward is nothing.
Pretty much.
So that is Lucha Underground for this week. This is our last podcast. Well, I guess it's our first podcast for the week because it's Sunday, and now Monday actually, as we're filming this. On the East Coast. So, coming up this week, we will once again be doing the WWE recap next weekend.
Word.
And there's no New Japan this week, right?
No, I don't think there's another English New Japan until early November. World Tag League is supposed to start at some point.
I think only some of those will be in English.
That's correct.
I think maybe just the final.
I'm bringing up the New Japan schedule right now. Okay. Road to Power Struggle starts on the 18th. It'll run from the 18th to the 2nd. And then Power Struggle itself will be on the 5th of November. So I have to assume that that's going to be English language translation. And then they've got Lionsgate Project on the 16th, and then from the 18th to December 11th will be World Tag League. And I have to assume that, how many dates do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, there's a bunch. I'm going to have to assume that this is going to be another like G1 Climax situation where we'll probably get 5 to 7 of these as English.
A couple at the beginning and a couple at the end.
Yeah, so we'll probably get the first 4 days in English, and we'll probably get the last 3 days in English. So probably around 7, and then that will lead us into Road to the Tokyo Dome, which is a couple of dates in just past mid-December, and then they don't have anything else. Oh, they have page 2. Nice. Your boys, Wrestle Kingdom 12 will be in the Tokyo Dome January 4th. And then New Year's Dash right after that.
All right, so probably no New Japan for a little bit. We'll have the Lucha Underground finale we'll call it a season finale and hope it's not a series finale next week as well. And that is about it. Plus, we'll probably have our first Mike versus Byron debate on pro wrestlers who would make good MMA fighters.
Spanky.
So, hey, you know what? If you want to make an argument for Spanky, you can make an argument for Spanky.
I will not.
He's not on my short list. I'll let that out there.
And wrestlers who were actually pro fighters not on the list.
Correct. So
I picked Brock Lesnar because I think he do really well.
It's not really a case to make there. He's UFC heavyweight champion. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we got coming up this week, and hopefully Raw tomorrow is better than it has been. Although actually the last 2 Raws have been okay, so we'll see if it can deliver.
Sounds like a plan.
Until then, I'm Mike. He's Byron.
Get out of here, you crazy kids!
And get off his lawn.